Hi, everyone. I know one topic that's super important to people in El Cerrito is housing. We have a serious housing crisis in California in general, in the Bay Area, here in El Cerrito. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about my take on housing. I am speaking to you right now from my home, which is the first home I have ever owned. My family bought it 2 years ago, and we were super lucky. And we had been saving for 20 years. And the last 4 of those 20 years, I moved in with my mother and my husband and my teenage son. I was almost 50 and I moved in with my mother because we couldn't find affordable housing. And we were lucky to be able to do that, even though she lives in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house in Berkeley. And we saved enough money and we got a windfall from one of our employers, just enough to put us over the edge to finally have enough to maybe get a down payment. And we were not the top bidder on our house. We were outbid by a lot, but for a variety of just fluky, lucky reasons, our offer was finally accepted. And I'm going to say I can't even count how many offers we had put in before. So I know what it's like to be in this housing market and be struggling. Before this, when I was a renter, I was evicted not once, but twice by a landlord who sold my house out from under me. I also, before that, had been a renter in a house in Albany where I had invested $1,000 of my own money into that property. And then the landlord jacked up the rent 20% the next year and I had to move. So I know wherever you are on the range from, I'm grateful that I have never actually been unhoused. That is one end of the spectrum I have not been on. And I wasn't born into a house that I've always lived in. I haven't had that experience, but pretty much everything else in the middle, I have lived. And I think it's really important for our representatives to have lived experience of whatever issue it is that they're having to make decisions on. So I am going to fight for tenant protection. I am going to fight for new owners. I'm going to fight for anybody, which is pretty much everybody, who needs a decent home and a roof over their heads that is affordable in today's economy. And that's going to take some big changes, but I am confident that we can do that here in El Cerrito. We are currently meeting our numbers, and I think we can continue to do that and do it in a way that is inclusive and doesn't displace people, keeps people in their homes, keeps communities together, and starts providing housing truly for everyone.